Hey friends, welcome back to Mrs. MB's Cringy YouTube channel. If you're seeing this video, I'm in Las Vegas, Today we're going to be learning about the five senses, and I am so excited for you to do this activity. Please remember that you are going to be respectful, ready, and safe during the activity. You are going to be very kind to your substitute teacher or teachers, and you are going to do your best work. Here we go. Meow, 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 meow. All right, my lovelies, so let's begin. This activity today is going to be about sensory details. I know you can't see me at the moment, but my name is Mrs. Meyer Bates, and this is Dual Language, English Language Arts 5, and we are currently in Module 2. So first we need to know, what are sensory details? Sensory details are parts of writing that appeal to our senses. So if we are trying to describe how something smells, that word that you use to describe the smell should be a very strong word that gives us a clear idea of what that is going to actually smell like. We even want our senses to maybe even go, ooh, right? Our senses are interested because of what's on the page. They do help the reader have a more vivid picture of the story. Vivid means clear. And this is called visualization. We will be talking about visualization in a future lesson. Sensory details, the most important thing that you need to know is that they make the story feel real. If you don't have sensory details, the reader is going to feel like there's something missing. There's a gap between where you're at and a realistic, amazing story. So make sure you add those sensory details to make your story feel real. We do have five senses. If you forgot what they are, most people have senses of taste, touch, smell, sight, and hearing. And some words that we might use to describe taste would be fruity, sweet, sour, creamy, buttery, salty. Some things we might use to describe touch would be rough, sharp, fuzzy, silky, wet, or bumpy. Some words for smell might be rotten, musty, fresh, soapy, fishy, flowery. Sight, we might describe something as bright or golden, clear, shadowy, gigantic, teeny tiny. And then some words we might use to describe a sound is deafening, screeching, buzzing, whistling, crackling, snapping. So these words on the screen right now are all amazing sense words that you can use in your writing anytime you feel like it and as often as you feel like it. Please make it often. So for our activity, I want you to imagine that you're in a candy store. We're just doing this by ourselves right now. You're just going to imagine in your own brain that you are in a candy store. What is one word you could use to describe how it smells? And when we are talking about our senses, I don't want you to say it smells good, it smells bad, because that doesn't tell me what it smells like, right? Because fresh baked bread smells good, but so does perfume. But they shouldn't smell the same. We need to be more specific. So your substitute right now is going to pause the video and ask for a few volunteers about how something could smell, a specific detailed describing word about a smell. So whoever the sub is, thank you for subbing, and also go ahead and pause it. Get a few volunteers. Hopefully your sub went ahead and paused it. A few people volunteered some smell words. Now we're going to move on to how it looks. If you were looking around a candy store, don't just say, I would see candy. There would be wrappers, right? I want you to describe, is it very bright in the candy store? What kinds of shapes or colors or amounts might you see? So my friend, who is covering or subbing, whatever you may be doing, if you could please pause again. Try to get a few volunteers to see how something might look in a candy store. Moving right along, we'll now talk about what it sounds like. Get a few volunteers for what it sounds like. And then what details would you do for touch? What would you be able to feel with your hands when you are at the candy store? How might that feel? And then finally, how would a candy store taste, right? And again, we're not saying good or bad. I want you to be specific. What specifically would a candy store taste like? Go ahead and pause one last time. Get some volunteers. Fantastic examples. I know they were. I just know it. Moving along again. Now that we have kind of an idea of how we use words to describe sensory detail to give us a more vivid or clear picture of what is happening in the story, I want us to consider that in the United States, we have 4 seasons in most places. We have winter, spring, summer, and autumn or fall. Either is correct. And describing a season would require a lot of sensory detail because things look very different between the seasons. They sound different, smell different, taste different, depending on what you eat at different times of the year. Sometimes during the spring, for example, we might have a lot of things with eggs in them because that's when chickens are laying a lot of eggs, right? So maybe in the fall, you would have a specific kind of food. What would that taste like? Don't name the food. I want you to describe it. So in a moment, you are going to get into some small groups. There will be 4 small groups total. And in those small groups, you're going to write down 1 or 2 words for each sense that would describe a specific season. And you are going to be assigned your season as well. So go ahead and if the adult in the room could number people off by 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to have 4 different groups for the 4 different seasons. Go ahead and number those kiddos off. Pause it. When they're all numbered, unpause. Hopefully you have gotten all numbered off. So what I would like is for the 1s to be in the front corner near my permanent desk. I would like 2s to be in the back corner by the rocket. 3s to be in the other back corner, kind of near the sink area. And then 4s, if you could go up in the corner closest to the door. And then group 1, we will have you do summer. Group 2, you can do autumn or fall, same thing. Group 3, go ahead and do winter. And then group 4, you will do spring. Now, I need you to write the season, your group members' names, and your block at the top of the paper. You can see an example over to the left. So at the top of mine, it says winter, and then below I have my 4 group members' names, David, Galilea, Oscar, Maria. You might notice that some of your older siblings' names are in here. Whoa! I also put the block on there. Obviously, you are not block 3B. Please put your correct block. And then down the left side, if you could write the 5 senses. I don't care what order they're in. I just wrote down on here taste, touch, sight, sound, smell. Doesn't matter to me what order they're in. Just make sure you have them a little spaced out so you have room to write some different words. And now in your small group, you are going to write down 1 or 2 words for each sense that describes the season you were given. You have 10 minutes, so the sub is going to set a timer. If you need more than 10 minutes, that's fine, but don't go past 12, 15, somewhere in there. We don't want it to take too long. All right, my friends, great job on that activity. Please go ahead and turn in your papers. Make sure all the names are on there and the block. Turn in those papers to the blue or purple basket. I don't know if it's an A day or a B day. I'm a voice on a computer. And that's all for today, friends. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I know that I haven't left yet, obviously, but I know in my heart of hearts that I miss you all so dearly. I can't wait to see all the wonderful things that you've completed this week. I can't wait to hear about all of the fantastic behavior that I am going to hear about, right? Of course, Mrs. MB. You're the coolest, smartest, nicest teacher ever, and we'll do exactly what you say to make you proud. See you later!